Kerrie from KezziieKreates and welcome back. Today we actually have a mission. We are on whip list reduction. So I've just had a look in my whip list book and I think there are a couple in here that we can tick off pretty quickly. So this vlog will be focused on my granny square bag. So if I take a look at my whip list book, my granny bag was started, I think, somewhere around March time. It's now July and it's really close to being finished. So let's get started on that. So for this bag, let's demonstrate a little granny square. Let's put that, there we go, that's lovely. For this I am using two different types of yarn. I am using this one and this one that's lost its skein wrapper. This one is like a combination of yellows, greys, pinks, oranges. It's really, really beautiful and fun. And I've used that to make all of the centres of my squares. So this is Rico Designs Creative Chic Unique Cotton DK. It comes in 100 gram skeins, 240 meters. It's 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. It's really, really soft. I think the colour is Farb. It might be Farb, it might be Party, it might be 001. There, I don't know which one of these it is, but that's what it is anyway. So yeah, I've used that for the middles of them all, and I've lost my demonstration bit, there we go. The outsides is this one. I've just pulled another one of these off my shelf because I've got quite a few of these. I love these, by the way. They are very, very soft. I definitely recommend. These are King Cole's Cotton Soft DKs. Again, come in 100 gram skeins. They're 100% cotton, 229 yards or 210 meters. And yeah, oh, this is shade celery, but I'm not using this at all. Although look, that would actually make quite a nice contrast. Anyway, I can't remember what this is. I've lost the wrapper. So yeah, the granny bag, you've probably seen them before. They're definitely not a new thing. In its current state looks like this. So I've just done solid granny squares, and these are, I think there's 13 of these in total. So as you can see, it's fairly far through. I have the other squares, there's a mess, already done. There's 3 here. So I just need to attach these on. So the idea is, let me just put this like here, there we go, for demonstration purposes. So this will be the top where the handles join. I may do it the other way around, I haven't really decided yet. And so these two, front and back, will be stitched in this gap here, and then the last one will be folded in half and joined at the bottom here. So I've literally just got 3 squares to join. I've got they're all done, they're all completely done, all of the ends are woven in. Why this has been a whip for so long? So I was making really, really good progress on this to start off with. However, when I started stitching all these together, I thought, oh, I'm going to need a lot of yarn tail to sew this all together. So considering I've got all of this already sewn together and I've only got 3 left, this is currently my sewing thread. It's got my needle attached to it. Why is this so long? Like, why did I do this to myself? I have no idea why I do this. But anyway, this is the reason why I stopped, because pulling this through every single stitch literally takes forever. It takes absolutely forever. And all it's actually ended up doing is making, I don't know if you're even going to be able to see this properly, but it just makes the yarn go fluffy and kind of unwinds itself, which is not ideal. So before I get started on this today, what I am going to do is untangle this knot, and I am going to cut this so to a more reasonable length. Like this is, like, why? Right, so how much do you reckon we're actually going to need to join 3 more squares? And I've got to start 2 holes. Maybe like this. I've lost my scissors. I'm going to get my scissors. Scissors have been acquired. Okay, so I've pulled off what I would say is this is attached at the bottom here, a reasonable length, this bit. And then all of this is going to get cut off. Done. Why I didn't do that sooner, I have no idea. So now I'm just going to rescue my needle. Oh man, I was going to rescue my needle, but now it's, oh. This is why it's been a whip for so long. Tell you what, I'm just going to cut this off. We don't need this. There we go, it's free. This will be form. I've got a little tin on my shelf where I keep all my scraps for stuffing amigurumi purposes. So that will go in that tin and will not be wasted. Do not worry, we are not into wastage. Right, so this is much better. I can deal with this. So let's get stitching and add these last 3 squares onto this bag. I've moved to the living room. I wanted to get comfortable. So we're going to be working on this in my living room. I can't actually remember what hook size I used for this because I started it such a long time ago. As it's DK, I'm assuming I probably used a 4. Although as I'm doing the straps separately, I don't think it actually matters if it doesn't match entirely. So we're going to go with the 4. I'm literally doing for these is taking my needle and my thread, going in, I don't know if you can, is this even focusing? Focus camera. There you go. So I'm going in the back loop of the next stitch, back loop and front loop, so I'm coming in from behind, and then I'm literally just going into the front stitch, pulling it through. She says getting it in a tangle all the way through. I'm sure there is a name to this stitch. I have no idea what it is. What it does is it makes a really nice edge on both sides, which is what I want. Just finished across there, and then the next bit I'll be doing is seaming. This is still the first square, but then I'll seam up here, which will demonstration coming back out. So I'm doing this join here next, and then what will happen when I get to this corner, I'll then add the back one on. And then we'll go round the back, and then we'll just add the bottom on, and job's done. Last one has just been added on. In words of Gordon Ramsay, I am an idiot sandwich. I'm currently unpicking the last square we put on. So the bottom one has been froggled off. And we need to pick off this one now because I have put it on the wrong way around, obviously. So that's another 2 sides I need to unpick. I don't know why I do this. You should always double check first. No, double check. What's the saying? Like measure twice, cut once. And I did not do that, it seems, because we're back to front. So we are back to picking out stitches. Something that I thought was going to take like 5 minutes to actually finish is probably going to take several hours. Yeah, I'll unpick this and I'll rejoin you once the bag is put back together. We have a bag. So, you know I said I undid it and then redid it because the idiot sandwich put the square on back to front. The idiot sandwich actually did it again, and this one's on back to front. So all of the other ones are, I don't know which way is the right way and which way is the wrong way because frankly I just don't really care. But the little, hang on. So all of the other squares have the indent just in the first round. Indent. Just the indent. However, this one is the wrong way around. So we've got 2 rounds that are indented rather than just one. Oh, actually, nope. I was wondering if I just forgot to turn it when I made the thing. Nope, it's just indented one side. So yeah, the idiot sandwich did indeed idiot twice. But I can't be bothered to change it again because I've only just, as I finished it, the sewing anyway, that's when I discovered it. So we're just gonna roll with it and it'll just be a little bit quirky. So I've now just got to, let me put my needle down if not I'll eat it. I've now got to just, the bottom has 2 holes here. So I just need to sew each of those up, weave in the ends, and that's all the sewing done. I do have, however, apparently I just don't love sewing, and I know I haven't done a great job of the sewing on this anyway, although it is, I'm planning on this being a little travel project bag, so I won't use it for anything else. So just put a couple of skeins of yarn in it, a hook, etc. So it'll be absolutely fine for that. However, where I've sewed it badly, there are quite a lot of big-ish holes of various sizes, some are neater than others, where the joins are, so that's a smaller one. And then over here you have quite a bigger one. I'm thinking, so although I've put that Rico design yarn back on my shelf, there is still quite a lot of that left. And there is a lot of this left as well. So I'm wondering, to make it a little bit different, a little bit quirky to the normal standard, is just do some really small, maybe like 2 or 3 round, maybe 2 rounds actually, of just maybe a regular granny square and have it as like a little motif here. So I think I'm going to give that a try, see what that looks like. And then I'll tack one, okay, I'm jumping too many stages ahead. So what I'm going to do, sew up these 2 edges, weave in the end of this, the bag portion is then done. And then I'm going to make one of those squares, attach that on, tag it on, see what it looks like, see if I like it or not. And then I'm also going to single crochet maybe 3-4 rounds around the entire top portion, ready to add the strap on. I think I'm going to add the strap here, where I'm holding it. I think just one each side as a hoop. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think you can, in theory, join it from here and have it go up, but I think I'm going to join it from here. Yeah, so plan of action. Finish sewing, last 2 holes, make little granny square to tag onto the things. I think I may only need maybe 2 on each side, Oh, or maybe I can make little roses to go on it. That could look pretty cute as well. Okay, I've got too many thoughts. I'll be back with an update once I've figured more stuff out. Yes. So final update for the day, I'm guessing. I've got boring adult stuff to do, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do much more filming today. I may be able to do a little bit more crocheting, but I don't think I'm going to be able to film much more today. So just wanted to provide an update of where I am at now. So I've done I have wove in all of my ends. It looks really good, I like it, despite the big gapy holes. And I've done one row, I've literally just started the second row of single crochet around here. So I think I'm going to do maybe like 3 or 4 rows around the top. I don't imagine I'm going to get much more than that today. And then all I've got left to do to finish tomorrow will be adding the strap. Again, I'll probably just, I've got holes here, so I think I'm probably just going to attach it to here, go up, maybe, actually no, the hole is 2 chains, so I'll probably attach it to one of the double crochets either side. Yeah, I'm going to attach it to either side of the thing, the double crochet, the chain space, either side of this and there, so it'll be four wide. I think will be wide enough for the straps, and then I'll attach them either side of the bag. So then you can carry it on your shoulder, sort of like this, or have it more open and bats. So one thing I do want to try, I was doing some thinking when I was doing the single crochet round, and I think do a combination of a rose and a granny square. So in my mind, this may or may not work, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. Do 3 separate granny squares, just normal granny squares with the gaps in. I don't chain between the clusters, but just normal granny squares. And then in those, do 3. One of which will be a 3 round, one of which will be a 2 round, and one of them is literally just the 1 round. And then I'm wondering if I put them all together with the stitch in the middle, will it look like a flower, do we think? I'm going to try it. I will update you on that one tomorrow, about how it does or does not look. So we may decorate the bag and the holes that I created with those. If it does work, send us a nice combination between the two. Ooh, I could do like the outside rows and the middle row in this colour, and then the 2 round ones in this solid colour. That could look really cool. Thoughts? I'm going to have a play around and we'll catch up again tomorrow. It's tomorrow. I did finish. Oh, my tripod's got the bag. Now you're wobbly. The top border. So I did 3 single crochet rounds in the end. I put 1 whole strap on, so I still got the other side to go. And I did do some experimenting of the flower that we talked about to fill this hole, which I could just stitch up to match the other ones, but I think adding something to this would look better. So I think I like this. I think it's cute actually. So let's use the Rico yarns. So to do this, I just did a first round granny square, and then I did a 2 round granny square, and then a 3 round granny square for this one, and then this outside bit is a hexagon. All I've literally done is just pulled the middle tassels through. But I think if we put this on the hole, that could look really cute actually. So I'm going to attach that on as well. I might do a tutorial for one of these as well. I think it actually came out quite well. I'm going to do some experimentation to see if it would look better with just all with hexagons rather than the squares in the middle. Maybe do 2 squares and then this one that's pink, do that as a hexagon as well maybe. So this, what I'm also wearing, is my first ever hexagon cardigan I completed probably about 18 months ago, 2 years ago now. Really cozy actually. It's made with king coal, I think it's called Cutie Pie in Banoffee Pie shade, I think it is. And I have no idea what I washed this in, but it smells so good. You know when you move around and you can just smell the smell of what fresh washing consistently. It's been like that all day, and I'd love to know what I washed this in previously. It does smell really, really good. But now just wearing this, I've realised that the arms are slightly too short, which I did know already. It's slightly tight and it's also slightly short. So really I just need to make a new one. But I know what you're going to say. Kerrie, you do not need another project to do. And you're right, I don't. But one more might not be the worst thing. Once we finish this, we're down a whip. So yes, we still have a lot of whips. So we could add a whip because we finished one, right? We'll see, we'll see. So anyway, plan of action for the rest of the afternoon. I've got a cup of tea, I've just finished work. My tea is in my favourite mug. I got this from a Christmas craft fair a couple of years ago. So all I need to do is, finish the strap, sew on the flower, weave in the ends, and this project's done. What I was actually doing for the straps. I'm literally just doing single crochet, chain 1, turn, back, all the way up. I did 70 rows on here, 70 by 5. So that's what I'm doing this one as well. We're about 2/3 of the way through, but my tea is now drinkable. Therefore, tea break time. Two handles are on and done. I went with short ones because it's just going to be like a little handheld bag, or one for your arm rather than one on your shoulder. Although you might better get away with it on your shoulder. Yeah, just the flower to go, then the ends. Looks cute. It does flop down a bit at the front, so I might tack it back a little bit further, but yeah, it's very cute. Time to weave in the ends. does now mean we can tick off another project in the project book. It is 22nd. Fantastic. Yeah, final project. Let me know what you think of this one. And next time we see each other, we'll be working on another whip, no doubt. So until then, see you later. Bye.